And as such, though, your sailing goes relatively well. Vicus, you
Yes?
wake up exceptionally sweaty the next morning.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like you'd have constant night sweats, have trouble resting, you toss and you turn. Your head pounds with a migraine that you have not felt in so long. Your veins all kind of pitched, just like ashen black right now. As you did get blighted in your previous fight.
Oh,
Some effects of you being blighted, for until the blight fully clears, which cannot be cleared by it will not. It will take a while to go away. Let's put that bit. You'll take a -2 penalty. You'll take a -2 penalty on will saves,
oh. Yeah.
and the drain, and you'll have the drain condition, which cannot be removed. As your body is just feeling the effects right now.
Yeah.
In addition, I also need you to roll me a D100.
Whoa. I roll well on these. 53.
On a 1, we go back to Fifi.
I think you just kicked me at that point.
During your rest, Vicus hears this constant kind of stream of whispers that he doesn't know where it entirely comes from. He feels like he's going mad a little bit. It's just these constant whispers in the back of his head that you know aren't real. They're not here. It's just a hallucination from the blight, but you can just hear them whispering, talking. Just constant little words that you can almost really can't make out, but you can just kind of hear the that's constantly kind of in the back of your mind. But you aren't able to make sense of them.
Wonderful.
It'll probably pass.
It's like white noise. It's the best way to fall asleep.
But yeah. Otherwise, though, the sailing remains uneventful for the rest of it. CL does heal up the entire crew from all their physical injuries. Well, between CL and Arkton both healing everyone. It is helpful that Arkton also has magical healing available for most people. Including restoration, which I think CL also has restoration.
I do have restoration.
Do you have plenty of status condition removals for all the common stuff as well? So you'll be fine. As in that case, after several days of sailing, up ahead, you notice a dramatic shift in the water as you start crossing past a few small islands, and you notice a huge number of ships in almost like a circled formation. Start kind of all laid out, like almost creating a perimeter. And they do not sail, they do not fly colors that most of you recognize.
Most of?
If you would like to try and recognize them, you are free to roll me a society or a heraldry law.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Weirdly, my society is higher than
Elven law.
I assume we blind these. Oh.
I will at least be public for this purpose.
33.
33.
33.
You are all versed enough, all three of you are versed enough to recognize what you see ahead. That is a massive blockade being set up around Valencia by the Blue Fleet, the Sea Elf pirate fleet.
Ah.
And there are a lot of them. And like, you have seen the ships that the Duchess has. It's like seeing another one of the Duchess's fleets just in blockade. All flying the same pirate flag.
Oh.
Alright.
Well, that's a bit problematic.
Yeah.
Should we turn around?
Probably. We're like we couldn't sail in.
Are they actively blockading or are they just hanging about?
Estinian doesn't slow the ship.
Okay.
I mean, if
Oh,
he
it's his
doesn't
friend.
slow the ship, then we keep going.
You know, be bold
That's what.
and authoritative.
Uh
Yeah.
huh.
As Estinian though does load his hand crossbow
Ah.
and fire up into the air a set of flares,
Oh.
exploding in a quick sequence of colors. As it does appear that the blockade, two of the ships do part, creating you a passageway.
Is this Indian like an old famed pirate captain?
I mean,
Okay.
he's a famed captain. You don't think he was a pirate.
Hmm.
So it's like
Oh right, privateer. I'm sorry,
like peers at him. Like, what does he know?
but in a dreamy way. Like, oh my,
Um,
that is so heroic.
I take it you're giving questioning looks to Estinian now.
Questioning look.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sorry for the scare, everyone, but that fleet is not actually here to stop us.
What are they here for then?
They are currently being hired as mercenaries by the Duchess.
To blockade her own city?
No, to make sure that no Imperial ships enter Valencia.
Oh, sure. Seems slightly excessive. Could just,
Yeah. Why?
watch the docks.
You have to ask her. All I know is she preemptively sent instructions for me,
All right.
guiding you all in. And so you are able to pass without issue here. Past the line of ships, all loaded with various siege weaponry, ballistae, harpoons, catapults. And a few siege towers, arcane siege towers. The Blue Fleet is not to be. They're one of the strongest naval forces for a reason. The fact the Duchess felt it needed to hire out a fleet is an interesting point, though.
I mean, the Duchess of all people, because she owns most of the Imperial fleet,
Right.
doesn't she?
She owns a sort of like third of the Imperial fleet herself.
Yeah, like, hardly a problem for her.
And now there's essentially another fleet sitting next to her. As you kind of approach in, though, the blockade is staying far enough out that, like, it's outside weapon range of Valencia, and actually barely no spawn on the horizon unless you're really paying attention. So you're keeping them fairly far around, not to, have giant guns just pointing straight at everyone. But you do see it up ahead as you start seeing the slight mountain ridge and then the large, very low-lying grasslands and slightly swampish terrain of Valencia, known as the Free Republic of the Celestia. It's always had an interesting and spotted history, given they have always firmly attempted to have independence, yet, well, their neighbour is a giant empire that's conquered everyone else. The compromise has been allowing them to have some limited autonomy, having limited autonomy to trade and hold diplomatic relations, but they are never allowed to join any conflict against the empire. And they're not allowed to hold their own substantial military outside of a basic defensive one.
All right. They're like Belgium.
As it stands, though, you up ahead, you see the port in question as you're going to its second largest port, Agress. And the ship begins to pull in, passing by several large, kind of like islands on the outside, and towards a large lighthouse, kind of beckoning the ship in. By the time you're arriving, it's actually still in the morning right now. It's probably around 10 a.m. As the ship begins to slowly pull up towards the port. There are a couple of other ships in port right now, but not a lot. The port is fairly clear outside of a couple of merchant vessels and one very large warship. Everything else appears to be, like, there doesn't appear to be any other military ships there, just that kind of one warship and your one. Which makes sense given they're not supposed to have a military themselves. Okay.
All right. Well, we're sailing.
You indeed do. Your boat sails up, and very quickly, the Lusitania gets a mooring over at a small island that kind of juts out, kind of independently. It seems like you've been given kind of private mooring separate to everyone else's.
Of course, of course.
A small island known as Land's End. It appears to be almost like a small, like, if there was like a military thing for this place, it's probably close to. As you are unloaded, I'm going to go ahead. Shift our map here. Give me a moment.
Man, if I tried to do Ceres's fashion, I would spend all of my session just in Pinterest.
I found this beforehand, but I think Ciel would wear very much high fashion in here.
That is a wonderful outfit.
And I do have a high fashion clothing, so you know. I do.
Ceres pays a lot of her money out of her stipend to have the cutting edge of fashion. And her battle robes can turn into pretty decent fashion as well.
They can turn into a passable, fashionable outfit.
Yeah.
They'll never look like the highest end of things, but they'll pass as good clothing.
But they get that fatness of, personal tailor being very near.
Yeah, the Harpy was a good choice. The long run.
Yeah, your boat pulls up. Of course, this also includes your various retainers who have also come along for the adventure. So I will not put all of them on the map for this purpose, but do remember you have Arkland and Charlotte and Danza and so and so forth, among others. Just you have a small entourage we've brought with you, of course.
Right. Oh, speaking of Dancer, I will handle him 100 gold for any purchases he wants to do.
100 gold?
Yes.
Good God.
We'll add it to a sheet.
He is paid well because he does lots of seal paperwork. There's a reason why he is paid well.
Like reminds me like me in our table game here, like had adventuring out in the wild for a while and came back like loaded up with gold, and then like came into harvest like, what is, I don't know, how much does it cost? Like 10 gold to stay a day? And the tavern keeper just had a heart attack. Like
As
Yes. It does cost
yeah,
that much.
indeed.
As you pull up at the dock and the gangway is kind of lowered, what you see in your berth is essentially a small honor guard there. It's very token honor guard. It's clearly, it's because they don't have a military, but it's their town guard standing either side, halberds kind of raised in position. And before you, you see two individuals, a rather small looking halfling servant, and besides them, a rather tall red dragonborn in full plate armor, who stand at attention, one kind of claw across his chest in a salute.
Mm-hmm.
All the clearly waiting for you to disembark.
Agnes gives the gesture to Ceres. She may announce him.
That's right. Hang on.
I cast on this myself for you to
Yes.
have the performance.
Yes.
Get the banner out.
Your kingly music, your own
Yes.
music.
Yes. The music starts playing. The banner comes
The
out.
banner comes out. And then
Or
Sarah.
Vickers holds the banner. Or I mean, Oracle does probably.
Oh, Clint probably does. And then Ceres will like hop up so that she can be seen and easily heard, and we'll say, please welcome His Royal Highness, the Phoenix King, High Protector of the Ashen Descendancy, King in the North, King of Sorkai, Protector of the Face, Betrayed of the Radiant Throne, Liberator of Freyfrost, Breaker of Walls, Destroyer of the Black Fire, the true Dawn Crown, the true Emperor to the Radiant Empire, Amanas.
He will step forward, do a royal wave.
The honor guard can't help but look a little bit impressed to the list of titles.
Thank you. Yes.
And the halfling servant is like down on one knee as you kind of approach towards. Your Majesty, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Evek Stoll, Warden of Valencia, and I am here to welcome you on the behalf of his Lord Councillor and the Duchess, who have both requested an immediate audience as soon as you are ready.
Agnes nods. Of course, Sir Stahl, we shall be pleased to meet with your rulers. You may show us the way.
He nods, glancing at each of you, giving a slight look at Seal that kind of lingers for a moment before turning and with a servant as well, guiding you guiding you up the stairs and then across the bridges to the Blue Palace, the center of rulership here. Valencia is a bustling city, even from where you are, very much on the outskirts, under kind of noble kind of little islands here.
Mm-hmm.
You can see tons of people moving down across into the port itself. Loads of people running around, loads of kind of carts moving goods, lots of small trade vessels lining the port. There's a lot of activity. So it doesn't appear that the other diplomats have yet arrived. So you are slightly, you have a slight advantage.
Heated by all the Sahagin outside. That'd be funny. So, oh my lord, sorry they couldn't get here. It was.
It would put a damper on the on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Though, given the Sahagins' activity, perhaps it's good that there is the Blue Fleet to make sure no Sahagins are attacking the port.
Oh, sure.
Yes, you'll be guided across onto the Old Crown Island, past some wonderful little gardens, and you can see some shrines and a bunch of little noble villas, and toward very imperial style palace. It very much looks kind of out of place compared to some of the other architecture. Perhaps it shouldn't. It just doesn't line up. It was built in a different era to everything else was built.
Okay.
I'll never get used to actually being treated as if I was someone important. That was great.
Well, I mean, Avalanche will look over to Isaac and says, "In my entourage, Isaac, you are somewhat important."
Well, yes, I've always been important, but with you, I'm actually being treated like one.
Indeed, Mr. Red Talon, you are a very honoured guest here. The
why,
halfling
thank
says
you.
bowing.
Thank you, sniveling sycophant.
Oh my god.
Say that.
Give the urchin a gold piece.
Wow, we need to spin that.
Do you say that?
Spin, wait, spin. Where's our PR?
Yes, indeed, PR spinning. Quick.
Not me.
Oh god. King is terribly racist. We need to-
God, I guess I just killed this child. Stay back.
Good.
Oh, PR is up to
Yeah,
the
no.
future. But yes,
Yes.
you were brought along. Once you arrive, there's a brief moment where the guards kind of look at you at the gate. And you see a brief moment of them considering, is it a wise idea to ask you to disarm?
I mean, they can try.
No.
So it's just gives them the shake of the head when you close your eyes and just do like the little shake, just don't even. It's just better not to. That's the head shake she gives them.
Evek looks at them, looks at you, and just like with two kind of fingers, just kind of puts the hand to his neck and just makes a motion like, don't bother.
The eerie
It's clear
darkness.
Evek's been informed of your reputation.
Yeah.
The eerie
The man who
darkness
goes without nothing on his person.
swirls and flickers around the armor of the Black Lord.
I will not have my people disarm you, but please try not to draw your weapons inside the palace.
I mean, Amenas doesn't even deign to answer such a request. Of course not. That'll be incredibly uncouth.
It'd be
Isaac raises
irresponsible.
an eyebrow.
Is the weapon.
Will we be given a reason that we might want to draw weapons?
Good point.
I severely hope not.
You hope, but you are not certain.
In my line of work, I have found nothing is ever certain in this area.
Suppose.
Nobles infighting happens all the time. I just don't particularly like trying to act as the bouncer for all of you. My instincts tell me that would not be a fun encounter.
Yeah, maybe you should bounce the people who might annoy us. How about that?
Mhm.
It definitely has a look of that's his preferred option. Again, he is aware of who you are. So he doesn't look like a pushover by any means, but it's a whole party of you.
There's a whole party of reasonably high level characters.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty terrifying.
So DDS, did you see my whisper
Not yet. Let's have a look.
in Foundry?
We're technically not in Silver Swift's borders right now, so no.
Okay, makes sense.
But yes, you will all be brought in. The Blue Palace, adhering to its name, made of this kind of fancy blue stone, it turns out does very much meet its aesthetic on the inside as well. Almost being like this aquamarine temple with just this glazed blue stone, blue terracotta tiles, white engraving. It's beautiful. But very ostentatious. Sign of wealth.
As is our wand.
Doesn't seem, again, though, doesn't really match the style of every other building you've seen so far.
Fuck is
That's an elf. Don't be rude.
that? Sorry, I was meant to mute myself.
Now who's racist?
As you arrive, you are brought through you are brought in through the palace, and eventually brought to essentially a council chamber towards the back. And as soon as the door opens, the conversation there stops. As the three people kind of pause, and one of them you recognise, though her picture has changed on Foundry from what it used to be.
Yes.
Does immediately kind of stand up, seeing you, and make her way over. Your radiance. Thank you for your company. I do hope your travels weren't too bad. I understand you are busy hosting your own wars currently.
Yes. We have started a new incursion into the Orc menace. Progress has been slow but steady. I see that you have been busy, Duchess. Points Elor, like, motions out to the window and the fleet outside the bay.
Plans have been in motion for some time. Admittedly, to credit of yourselves for putting things into motion.
It strikes me that some celebration and congratulations and accolades might be in order. The plan we hatched was successful, and we both played our part, I think, admirably. We got what we wanted, and I see that as a great sign of things that might come.
Indeed. I do hope you've been enjoying the Duke's old territory. Alcend is quite the profitable region once assuming he didn't bomb all of his own stuff.
He did. But rebuilding is on the way.
I'm glad to hear it.
Several government-sponsored orphanages, for example.
How magnanimous of you.
Nods, yes. That is indeed what I am.
Anyway, it would be rude for me not to introduce. Behind me here, we have Lord Councillor Van Dalius, the current elected ruler of Valencia. We are technically his guest at this time, so she gently kind of bows her head, but just only a little bit to him.
And
Yeah.
we should have brought Dame Rochelle on this. I just realized. Oh well.
Oh well.
More, and to my other side, this is Captain Schenga. She is one of the lieutenant captains to the Blue Fleet, who, as you have seen, I've hired as security for the upcoming few days.
Dark, it's been like a minute, right, since we walked in here?
Yeah, I think by the time you said this, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I've been looking at her very intently. I would like to use my biographical eye on her.
Okay.
I
Tell me
have
more
a-
about your biographical eye.
This one, I know this one.
Open a case.
It's so funny.
Basically, I'm picking up on her person. I don't necessarily need to be talking with her, but it does give me a bonus. But if I'm in the presence of someone I haven't met before or haven't met since I first gained the feat, then I can attempt a society check. And depending on my success, I learn a few things. Or I could also learn wrong things. Or if they're attempting to hide their identity and I don't roll well enough, then I learn about that instead.
You may attempt me a secret check for this.
I sure will.
You stare at her, but you're not entirely sure what to make. She's dressed very much like any kind of naval officer might. It's very good it's like a good uniform to it. Slightly wide coat. A few little designs on it which you think are accolades,
Hmm.
but you aren't able to make out a lot about her. You can definitely tell that she is definitely, as reported, to be, a sailor, and a captain would make sense from what you're seeing. Regionally, just from looking at her, you can't really place her to a particular region beyond, well, yeah, she looks like one of the sea elves of the floating fleet.
Right.
Unfortunately, perhaps due to not dealing with sea elves very often, very few do, you're not able to make up the most information right now.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Speaking of visions and things, and a minute going by, I
What's
would
that?
have like to have watched Counselor Van Dales for that minute, for
Okay.
specific purpose of my aura sight,
Uh,
to read the room and his situation.
All the fancy perception abilities are coming out right
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
I've not
immediate
even
stake out of
started
the
my
entire.
thing.
Yeah, but
The
Ciel
encounter started
will,
once we walked in the room.
but Ciel, this is somewhat because Ciel has to concentrate and not blink by staring.
You must focus on a single target and not blink for 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah, I will pick the counselor because just because I will gain the current attitude towards me, friendly, indifferent, and so on, their current emotional state, and their current physical health. Additionally, secret DC roll.
You can roll me an occultism. Unfortunately, as much as Seal tries to concentrate, perhaps it is the slightly salty air, but she can't seem to maintain her concentration long enough. It keeps blinking. You did not gain the information you wanted.
Shall I do my thing now?
Do you have one you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I can just make an impression on these
So you
three.
want so you want to do that hair commercial moment, blowing the hair back and try to look fabulous for everyone?
Yeah. But
It's Maybelline.
I feel like I'll use my assurance on it,
Okay.
which would make it a 33.
If you've got assurance, you should be able to click it, and it should have a button for assurance.
Oh, it do. Maybe assurance on.
33.
Oh, it removes
yeah.
all the other stuff. Wait, what? It removes
Because when you use assurance, you do not add any bonuses or modifiers to it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
including your ability scores or
What?
it's just your level plus proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Ah,
Plus 10 for your roll.
is 27 high enough? I wonder. Actually, you know what? It's fine. Actually, no, never mind. Don't worry.
Assurance is about not rolling a natural one.
Oh, I should have made that private. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, even if I do, I can just re-roll it after a minute of conversation.
I take it you're doing this as a group impression.
Yeah.
Right, 1 moment.
I mean, you have to distract them while both of us are staring intently at them. So.
Apparently.
Unblinkingly staring at them.
Well, my
I
eyes
mean,
kind of all over the place.
you
So.
did just do assurance though, and assurance you don't add your charisma.
I chose not to do assurance.
You did though. It's just
Yeah.
10 plus 23.
Yeah, that has
Oh.
activated assurance.
What? Alright, hang on, let me redo that then. And I'll do it privately this time.
It starts default off.
Okay,
so-
it is off. It is off. Is it blind GM roll?
I don't think actually for making an impression it is blind.
You don't think it
You
is?
kind of immediately know if you upset the person or not.
True. Alright. Ah, 38.
That's a pretty good.
So, for the class, to give you an idea, I have Glad Hand, which allows me to make an impression immediately without needing to converse to the person. I also have where is a group impression, which allows me to make an impression to, because I am, what am I? I'm a master in diplomacy. I can make a group impression to 50 people, or up to 50 people at once.
I mean, you can include the guards outside if you want to, but
I could include everyone that can hear me, really.
you can include the party.
And
I'm impressed.
if I fail, if I just continue talking to them for a minute, I can just retry rather than accepting the fail or crit fail result. So, yeah.
It is a very impressive roll, no doubts. As you certainly seem to catch everyone's eye. Even the Duchess kind of breaks her speech for a moment. Her eyes kind of can't help but kind of stare at you doing your L'Oreal moment. Though you did barely get the Duchess's one, but as everyone seems to take notice of Ceres for a moment, I'll make a note. As for this one scene, everyone slightly likes you more. Councillor Varn has a small smile to him.
It's a full show right away.
Yeah, that picture is clearly Ceres.
Oh, yeah.
Picture. Yes.
In a Discord.
Yeah. Oh, she does the hair flick.
Yep.
As it stands, though, you've all travelled far. Please, all of you can take a seat around the table. We have much to discuss.
I was tempted now to do mine, but I don't think I should.
I think your one isn't your one technically only if you declare initiative.
No, quick coercion. I can I can immediately coerce someone with like after one round, so 6 seconds or whatever it is, I can start intimidating people.
You can do the same thing as me, but coercion.
But reverse, yeah.
Now, I do advise doing that might not be the best for your diplomatic efforts.
I also have lasting coercion, so I coerce them. It lasts longer. They're afraid of me longer.
So
Additional, if you succeed, yes.
I mean, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, mechanically and in character, Isaac is just sort of awkwardly there, and that's his contribution.
I mean,
but
this is
you're-
like the most out of place I feel for him. It could
Your
be.
character is kind of the dude from the Big Lebowski. That's always been the thing.
I mean,
The dude from out at the outback, literally.
You are all invited to take a seat.
Sure.
As one of the servants comes around, filling up pitchers of either this beautifully clear-looking water or wine, as you so indicate.
Take the water.
Take the wine.
about neither.
Give me beer.
CL, interesting. Your wine is poured from a different bottle from everyone else's.
Huh?
The bottle is a virgin.
They know you well.
I mean, the Duchess knows me quite well, so I'm not surprised about that.
Yes.
Even last time I was going, get special treatment.
Now, this does actually bring me to one point first, which you did indeed bring up yourself. I can call you Aminus, can't I? We've worked close enough up to this point. Indeed, I do need to thank you all for both attending this and as well as, well, all your efforts in ensuring I get into the position I'm in now. You've certainly served as a great distraction for both the Empire and, honestly, kept the eyes off me for a while.
Yes, and I'm sure you have been up to all manner of shenanigans as a result.
Which hopefully we will reach apex of here. With your continued assistance.
We have had forthright dealings in the past, so I am certainly predisposed to listen to your proposal, Duchess.
On
As
top
before.
of this, though, I would like to offer you something.
Yes, I think that would be best, given what I have a feeling you're doing here.
Well, the first thing is, as thanks for everything so far, consider this a contribution to your current war fund, as I understand you are doing. As you see one of her servants come in, actually, well, technically two of her servants coming in, and bringing you a chest,
Mm-hmm.
as she will donate 3,000 gold to your war fund.
Oh, that's
Alright.
neat.
Sure.
If split each way, it's 600 each.
Sure. Do it.
600 each.
Yes, for the
Yeah.
war effort, and then she sees just everyone just takes like the gold bars and put in their own backpack.
It goes into their pocket. Wait, how
We
much?
are the war
Yes.
effort. What do you mean?
600, did you say? 600 gold?
600
Yes.
each.
Alright.
Okay.
Gold.
It's not a bad opening donation.
The opening donation.
Not a bad start. No.
You did think you had a feeling what I'm up to here, so I am curious to hear, well, what you believe I've summoned everyone for.
I mean, it would seem to me that you are attempting to rob the Empire of one of its most valuable trading partners. Permanently, I assume.
That is indeed part of it, to be sure, as I do aim, and with the cooperation of the Lord Councillor here, to bring Valencia under the Silver Crown.
Mm-hmm. Yes, allowing you to monopolize all trade on the West Coast.
And giving me an unparalleled chokehold over all maritime activity for this region.
Nods. Certainly a powerful move.
My move does extend beyond that, though. Much like yourselves, you're already aware of my disdain for the Empire's rule.
Yes.
I aim to make this my showing onto the grand stage. Joining you in declaring my own independence.
Ooh.
Hamlet nods. Yes.
But to do so is a dangerous endeavour.
Yes, we are aware.
Even I am fully aware that, on my own, I could be outmatched. It would be a difficult fight, but I have no certainty of victory on my own. Your dear sister, on her own, is formidable enough that even me chucking some of my best units at her, she could single-handedly cut through them.
Nods. She is a formidable warrior.
I am frankly terrified by anyone of that power, and given what you should already know about me, that should say something.
So, what is your play then to keep her off your throat?
In short, I can't be the only one to leave right now. While we certainly have you who've already left, and together we can defend our own northern borders, I can't leave simply with my own territory, or with Valencia. That's not enough. I need to have a position of which she cannot single-handedly operate against us. And I need the support of individuals further afield, hence the reason for a diplomatic summit. As I have called various nobles and lords, and even, to my dismay, several priests who may be willing to back my cause should the negotiations go well. And in doing so, I plan to take out, when I leave, the entire western seaboard with me.
Take a look at the map.
I will.
Feels,
I will give you the world map. There we go. You guys have the map available. Switch to. You should do, I think.
Yep. I just needed to remember
Yep.
to use the drop down button.
As she muses for a moment. This means, most notably, I am also going to try and see if I can seize the Duchy of Bassica,
It is loading.
which will put me straight on the Imperial doorsteps, but at the same time, they won't have much they can use to push back. I will make myself a huge target for our upcoming conflicts, but I'll be a target no matter what here.
For to load as well.
Yes.
So,
Anyone who's interested.
so she essentially wants to expand south.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember
Right
the
now,
map in my
right now
brain.
she owns these kind of 4 provinces.
I
the
can't
island.
see the map. It's still loading right now.
Okay, once it loads,
Yeah.
she
I
reveals
guess-
what.
The question is, what do we get out of it?
Strong ally, but what?
Hmm.
Yeah, well,
Strong-
what if the Empire says, "Hey, we will give you, that place if you oppose her for us."
We don't really have any good connections to there. We are quite a bit between the Duchess
The thing is
and
just
that whole area.
just accepting a strong ally never works out, because your strong ally is now stronger than you, much stronger than you, and you have land, like profitable land. So what's stopping them from just going, okay, our deal's done, hand it over? Like, nothing really is stopping them. So you need to have something to gain out of them gaining so much power.
I mean, if she takes Bassiker, was it Bassiker or was it Cadesia as well?
Cadesia is a vassal under Bassicus, so
Yeah,
Yeah, in that case, she's right on the doorstep of the capital,
it is.
and I think at that point,
So
I feel like the Empire sort of has to hit her at that point.
So what, she's talking Duchy of Bassica, where
these,
Cadesia is.
Cadesia is part of Bassicus, so they would come together.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Valencia as well.
Yeah, so she will have the
and
entire West
Valencia.
Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. So she would literally own the entire western seaboard if that goes through.
So my response to this would effectively be, okay, if you're going to take over 3 rather large provinces and you want our help in it, then we're moving south. Right?
I thought you would say such. Yes, I thought you would say as much.
I would even push this a little further. I think we want a province on the West Coast. I don't want to leave the entire West Coast to her. I don't want to be landlocked. The Earldom of Melrock.
Oh. Are you suggesting this to her right now?
That's what I'm thinking.
Either the
That is-
Earldom or the island. Although the Earldom, yeah, the Earldom.
The earldom, because
Earldom,
if
yeah.
you just have the island, you're like, that's just
we already
These are-
have
these
the
are-
tunnel
yeah.
as well.
These are mountains. These are mountains we are entrenched in. These are rich in crystals. It will give us further harbor to the west.
You already have a tunnel running between the two
We
of them
already have a
right now.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if she takes Valencia down to Cadesia, effectively, that's her plan, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she wants our aid and even our aid in convincing other nobles to join in the practically revolution, then we demand at least the two duchies below to the south of us, or counties to the south of us, and the Oldham.
3
I
for
don't
3.
think we. I don't think we
That's
can
a
get.
lot.
I don't think we can get two below both, because part of this deal is like we already took low Alcent.
True, but she's literally getting the entire trade hub of the
Yeah,
empire,
she's
or like
getting.
at least the sea-bound trade hub she gets. It's incredibly valuable.
Yeah, she's completely locking out the sea trade effectively. Like she.
I
she
mean,
will
even
dominate
if we
it.
get the Elder, we still need to travel through her land, so she can still block us.
Right, but at least we have an option to not go through her lands instead
Yeah.
of being
And
forced to.
and we are also positioned closer to her capital.
Yeah, it weakens her position. Like to us, it
Uh,
strengthens ours.
Because we are
We are the vulnerable ones.
shoved
right now.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
are shoved
scattered
in
right
a
now.
way.
Yeah.
We have made some approaches to Forelda and Daredevil, but that is like
Yeah, that's
ongoing. We have the
slow
Horde on our
progress.
very doorstep, and Clan Shadow Shields are just being
My
dwarves, which means that they grumble
no,
and close their doors.
I
a
see
lot.
the viewpoint, but I don't agree with it.
I
That's
I
Let's put it that way.
I think if she wants to take over the Free Republic, the Duchy of Bessica, with Cadesia included, then asking for Bedrock Valley and the Bishopric of Alren is too little. And the alternative is to shore up solidify our position in the north by securing the Eldom of Melrock. I
Yeah.
don't think she would lose much in it, other than the exploit of our weakness in that tunnel. And if she is a true ally to us, then that shouldn't be too much of a problem.
We would hand her one of the wealthiest provinces in the empire.
Yes, I would say at least two of there's 3 huge ports in these 3 provinces, right?
Yep.
Like that's a
Yeah.
huge boon.
Cadesia is entirely full of like noble villas and like where nobles like going on vacation.
Yeah, and what do we get? A valley.
Massacre is a major port.
A
And
valley
cider,
and a bishopric.
I believe.
Yeah. And
Was it the cider people in the bishopric of Alren?
Yeah.
Mm, delicious.
And some more mountains. Like we don't gain in those 3 provinces the same as what she gains in those 3 provinces. Like by any stretch of the imagination.
I did expect some push. I did expect some pushback. The Duchess says she leans back slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But that is why we're here, negotiation. I did expect that you might want some land of your own. It makes sense. You wish to expand into the Empire's own boundaries. As such, as part of my negotiations, I have already called I've already called the leaders of both the Bishopric and of Red Rock Valley to attend us as well.
They're going to be thrilled about this.
You are going to
Is
be
she
our
gonna be like,
vassal.
you have to convince them that they want to join you, and then you can have them.
I'm gonna as well
Of
look at them and
course.
says, "Can be done." And they just slump in there.
Like
I do need some support from them, especially from the Bishopric, if I'm going to pull off this effort. But with that said, if we are already getting them to side support with me, I do not see it to be a much more difficult task if we were to potentially try and convince them to also throw in support with you. Especially as you are the true ruler of the Empire, are you not?
Indeed.
We simply need to convince them as such.
Easy. Easy.
The Eldom of Melrock is an interesting choice. She pauses and thinks to herself. Obviously, in the upcoming conflict, given me taking Cadesia, the Empire is going to be rather strongly focusing its attention on me. They're not going to be pleased with me having a province right next to their front door.
Would you imagine not?
Mm.
This is to be expected, though.
No, I mean, look, it says if I were my sister and something like this happened, I would certainly turn all my efforts to stop that from continuing. It is a very bold move that you are making.
I know, but I have gone over every possibility, and this one is the most likely to go in the favor I want. Call me a gambling woman, but I believe I have the winning hand here.
I
But-
certainly can't fault you for your bravery. However, as we said, we are not averse to help you in this, but as we said, we need something in return. Our position up north is isolated, and we need to expand.
Agreed. If you were to serve as allies in the upcoming conflict, your expansion southward would benefit me as well.
Nods. Fair enough. We do, however, currently have a problem since we are now bordering the Horde, something that needs to be dealt with before we can turn our attention anywhere else.
I can lend you. I could lend you allies to help with the Horde issue.
What kind of allies?
She pauses for a moment as she nervously looks to her allies for a moment, but then nods. I may be willing to, though I will not make any formal declaration that these were my doing, be able to contact my cousins to come and assist you. Two of them.
I would like to sense motive.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
You may. You can roll a secret sense motive.
Let's see. I think you do for me, right?
It's perception.
Is perception.
You
Yeah.
roll perception in secret.
Okay.
I just remembered I forgot a bonus I needed to set up for my diplomacy.
But her hesitation there, yeah, Vickers is kind of focusing on that.
I mean, she's clearly alluding to dragons.
Yeah, but I want to know.
Oh, sure.
Because you see her hesitate, but you can't really draw much more from that.
Yeah.
Amnes, you get the sense that one of these two people knows about she being part dragon. The other one does not.
Right.
She is alluding to being able to. She is alluding to be able to try and call upon her brethren.
That'd be cool.
Which is copper? Was that what she was?
You're not entirely sure which.
We
dragon.
never figured out exactly.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
thought
We
it
had-
was copper.
Remember that was the whole thing?
Yeah, I remember.
But essentially, what she's offering is temporarily adding 2 temporary units dragon to your army.
That's
Yeah,
pretty sick
that-
though.
That seems pretty sweet. I'll have dragons in my army.
Just a second thing. While we're talking about the specific provinces she wants to take, can I roll a Celestial Empire lore check to see if there's anything specific in there that she might have wanted other than their like strategic value and I guess their location and trade?
Sure. You can see if anything comes to mind for you. This will be a secret roll.
Yes, I also have this just to let you know in advance.
Okay.
And I will roll it. Where is it? Here we go.
Interesting. They are powerful locations in their own right. And on their own, they are jewels of a prize in theory to own.
Yeah.
Though they themselves don't produce a whole lot, and she already has a lot of trade down, so your mileage will vary of how much adding more ports helps, except outside monopolizing.
Yeah.
Perhaps Ceres has an idea through her gossip lore.
You can roll that as well.
Because she has her gossip lore. Lets me
You
recall knowledge on any topic.
Yeah. To Vicus's mind, there's nothing that immediately stands out to him as like this would definitely be like this is a clear reason to like focus fire that.
Yeah.
Is it private or blind? I don't remember.
Blind if you blind because you're not supposed to see it either.
I'm not supposed to see it. Okay, gotcha.
Private would be just between us two.
Yeah. And if I, just in case I do fail, I have the dubious, because I'm using the gossip lore, I get the effects of dubious knowledge skill feat. I don't know how to make it play to the chat.
In your feet.
Just say that, and then I guess you can open the dubious knowledge from there. But yeah.
Yeah.
So let's give some considerations. It's a bold move she's making, a very bold move. In fact, she could try consolidating by taking like Red Rock Valley, for example, and Valencia. Maybe trying to grab Clan Faith Song. That'd be a pretty strong buffer.
Mm-hmm.
It's very bold going for Cadesia and Bassica instead. But you kind of go through your knowledge trying to think about why. Given them the Duchess's previous actions, you wonder if a sense of this might come down to the same kind of humor and humiliation she's done before, perhaps. You're not 100% sure. But Cadesia has had... One, Cadesia is, of course, a well-known... it's a very popular location among many nobles, as well as a place that she's commonly been kept... One of the few places she doesn't really have much influence in the Empire. A lot of the kind of more inner nobles always keep that as theirs. That could be part of it. The other part that comes to you is also noting that Bassica is a thing that the Empire has been fighting over quite a lot for a while. That inner court has been... You're already aware, been playing the game of politics over who should be regent over that region right now, given its young ruler. You don't know for sure, but this might be playing down that same streak of her wanting to humiliate, rip apart their authority. Certainly losing those regions would be far more of a blow to the Empire's status than going for something safer. There's only speculation on your part.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bit of a side topic, but I do want to see how to look into. Is this area dry protected?
The room you're in right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You can definitely sense that this room is quite heavily warded.
Oh, I didn't set up my spell. Is it still okay if I just swap out my spells for what I would have had today?
You may.
Okay.
Unless one of you wants to declare right now that you attack the councillor.
Let me finish changing spells first.
Attack the counselor! No, I'm kidding. Fine. Fuck you, Halldamir. We're attacking right now. Who cares if you have your civic spells? Who cares about those?
I guess
you prepared
Ciel
caster.
in a bit of a shy turn, will speak up. I do think Cadesia will be difficult for anyone, and there already are some hints that the Empire might know if they can connect the lines. In a sense. It's not also not like we couldn't pull something out from Cadesia that is currently useful for Empire. A certain council member of House Marity. But that's up to you, Duchess, not me.
The Marithias will also be in attendance, yeah.
Yeah, I have an in there.
2 of them in particular have answered my summons. A Lady Eve Marithia and the Viscount Basque Marithia have both answered my summon. Basque is no surprise given his territory I'm planning to steal right now.
Eve is not surprised to me.
The rest of the Marithias I have either chosen not to contact or have declined me. Most of them I chose not to contact. I don't want everyone here for this. That would make things problematic. Undoubtedly, as you understand, the Empire is also... They're not going to be the most pleased with what I'm up to currently, and I do expect some resistance as we go about these negotiations.
Oh, most certainly. Ciel gives a sweet smile, I guess.
Beyond that, there is more than simply... I'm worried about more than simply a simple diplomatic intervention from them.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen... I've lost track of the Imperial Spy Master. Perhaps, unsurprisingly, that is their job, I suppose. I don't know if you know much about them.
I don't know if we do.
What do we know about them?
Ah,
Over to
can I
Vicus.
use my Celestial Empire lore? I'm sure
You
you've
may.
heard of them. Yes.
Whatever. Is there another role I could possibly or?
You can attempt... you can attempt your gossip lore if you want.
I was about to say I could
I
always use my
heard-
gossip lore because
I heard.
it's for
I
any
heard he
recall
frequents the
knowledge.
brothels.
It's
Yeah.
true. Blind. I might get dubious information from this, but
From gossip, perish the thought.
right?
Right.
One moment, I need to go check something.
No.
Either I did very well or very poorly. But I can't critically fail. I only fail. But I learn the correct answer and an erroneous answer. But I don't have any way to differentiate which is which. It's great. There is just here's everything. And I can use it for any recall knowledge.
I heard.
That's pretty good.
It's hilarious. I love it.
You're aware of a little bit of information about her, but not much. You are aware that the Spy Master actually happens to be one of only 2 non-humans on the council currently, being a wood elf.
Oh. How scandalous.
I mean, that's not entirely unheard of.
Hmm.
The current council has been very human-centric. So... And beyond that, you've also heard rumor that, well, there's more the scandalous kind of rumor that you've heard going around. That the Spy Master used to be part of a rather infamous group of assassins.
Okay.
Funny enough, the same infamous blades of Cold Harbor which Mazzara was hunting.
Oh my god, it all comes around.
It all comes together.
It was the Empire behind it.
It was.
To progress her storyline. Wow,
As the Duchess will ponder a question, have any of you heard of the Spy Master?
I mean,
Ceres nods sagely, which will become a theme, I think.
Given her background and her expertise in, well, assassination, even if the Empress does not always know what she's up to, the Council makes sure she does not know what they're up to. I am highly worried that her disappearance means that she is currently setting up an operation, and if it's related here, that could mean rather large danger to, well, I'm not too concerned about myself, but to any of the guests could be a concern. Possibly to yourselves, but I actually trust all of you could probably handle yourselves.
Well, luckily, your guard let us keep our weapons, so we're prepared.
I highly doubt that inside.
Despite your guard's best efforts to kill us.
I lost track of them some time ago. Last I saw of them, they were doing some operation down in Cadesia with one of their mages. But beyond that, I've lost track.
Oh, one of their
makes sense,
mages,
but
huh?
it's operation, and
Oh no.
I don't know anything about Cadesia. I've never been. I never would even go there.
oh my god.
I will not make you roll a deception for this.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I am a very charming liar.
Yes, you have a feat for that.
But this is part of the reason I've called you here as well. On top of trying to assist me in, well, I'll do my best to get the diplomatic efforts done on my end, but assistance would be appreciated. Also, to keep an eye out for, if the Empire does try anything, all of you will be here to hopefully ensure that my guests do not get murdered.
Oh, I see.
Vanessa thinks back to the gold chest and is like, yes, we're hired as mercenaries. I see.
It would be rather difficult to establish my diplomatic options if, one or more of my guests is murdered. People typically will back out of negotiations quite fast.
Yes, it would paint you in a bad light, wouldn't it?
And sadly, I can only be in one place at a time.
Hmm.
And given these negotiations will likely take days to resolve, hence the need for help.
He nods.
One
Very
woman
well.
can't do everything alone.
Well, we have certainly staked our position and our claims. The Earldom, Red Rock, and Alren. 3 for 3. And I do believe you are getting the better part of that deal.
It would be sad giving up Melrock. I have fond memories there.
Amanas just looks at her and says, "Do not even attempt it, Duchess. You do not strike me as the sort who will hesitate to sacrifice something to gain something greater.
Mm.
Nostalgia does not suit you."
Lord Barrow, who is the lord there, though, was my first vassal. It would be a shame if I have to give him up.
You can
But
keep
I am not.
him.
I am not turning down your offer entirely. I'm just considering.
Damn, she's possessive. All right.
Well, he's a very charming old man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he earns an earldom.
You cannot fault me for being a bit sentimental.
Mm-hmm. do you have a member of your own intelligence that I can, well, have a chat with if we are indeed to keep an eye out during these?
Yes, of course. That can be arranged.
Very good.
She will discuss with you a bit more this issue of Milrock.
Mm.
Would the group like to try and sway her mind here one way or the other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Press the
As
flame.
she clearly doesn't want to give it up, but she hasn't turned it down yet. So
She's wavering.
Press the
Get her.
play.
Politically.
Kill her politically.
this will be a simple diplomacy, unlike the upcoming ones. But I'm going to get a guess that Sarah's is probably going to be your lead for this.
I would assume.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe 13.
So I
I'm
forgot.
trained, but like, yeah.
I forgot something from my last time I rolled.
Cool.
My familiar Amaryllis is an ambassador as well.
Uh-huh.
A diplomacy text.
Ambassador Cat.
I mean, in fairness, look at that kid.
He is fabulous.
I don't know if the
You are really a diplomat.
I don't know if the aid actually works in this situation. I don't know.
It'll be +1 circumstance bonus, so
Is it +1 because I or automatically critically succeeds if you're a master in the questioning skill. I am a master in
so
diplomacy.
so +2 circumstance.
Plus
And
3
yes,
because I'm a master in the check I'm attempting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, according to aid, says if you're a
Okay.
master with a check you attempted, the bonus is +3.
Go ahead then.
Let me just
The,
add it.
the Duchess is listening. This is not an easy request, but
Did you want this
it's doable.
blind?
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Give you a moment.
this can be out in the open. This, yeah, this will be a very hard roll for your level. So,
Okay.
but it is a doable roll. Is the important part though.
Mhm. I see. You said give you a moment.
This is a diplomacy thing.
It is.
I technically could give you a bonus to it, but it could provoke with a spell. So I have, I can do the musical accompaniment with this feature, melodic spell.
Some music to set the mood for the negotiations.
But
Yeah.
it's I don't think it's a minor bonus. I don't think it's a benefit of provoking a spell.
What kind of bonus is it as well? Because it might not stack.
It's not very specific, but it's
Status
+1 performance spec or diplomacy.
I think it's +1 status bonus.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's that, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if casting a spell is probably good in this mode.
No, it's not. No, that's why I'm waiting.
That's why the melodious spell makes it.
Yes.
That's you're doing a
I
subtle
see.
metamagic
Sneak
knowledge.
it in there.
See. Okay.
It's a subtle spell option to try disguise it as music.
But if it doesn't tag, it's not very beneficial because I think it just is +1.
It's up
Like the music at accompaniment.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know why it's got a map on there, but
Oh yeah.
apparently
Well-
you shouldn't be able to attack with that spell. But
No, but
I don't think.
it's up to you if you want dramatic background music for the debate.
no, it would be soothing background for diplomacy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, some
I mean,
negotiation music.
A +1 is a +1, right? So
Yeah, take
Yeah,
it.
but
yeah, it would bring me up to a +27.
That's pretty good.
It's a very hard roll, but if you want to take it, you can.
All right, let's give it a go. I don't think I have anything else that can improve this roll. I'm pretty sure this is what I've got. So yeah.
subtle background music. Did it?
You have the messenger ring, right?
Oh,
Critical.
critical
Oh.
success.
Nat fucking 20. See, when it counts,
47.
we roll nat 20s on diplomacy in this fucking group. It just wrecks it.
Ceres
So-
is just a god
Definitely.
among men.
So I will let you know, since you were asking her to give up one of her core territories. The DC here was 40.
All right. Wait, so we crit succeeded then, because we.
Chris succeed. Maybe we get something else.
No,
else.
it needs to be 50 for crit success.
No, it's a crit
No, but
success.
it's-
is
No,
a
no,
roll of
but
20.
it's a natural 20, so it
Oh.
automatically
Yeah.
improves. But we beat the DC, so it's a success to a
The-
crit instead of just.
The negotiations go back and forth for some time. Ceres the entire time being being the most impeccable negotiator anyone has ever seen, even compared to how she was before. Her power seems supernatural compared to how she was only a boat ride earlier.
Oh, she's a
She
witch.
has-
Get her.
She has clearly prepared for this. Abanas is very pleased.
The Duchess even seems impressed by how quickly you're able to counter her arguments. Like she respects what's going on right now.
She's floored by it. She's like, my god.
I'm very happy
Jeez,
with this
that's-
build. I'm very happy with this build.
Very well then. It pains me to do so, but I will concede the following for you. I will add Melrock as part of my negotiations for you. Though I'll be taking Lord Barrow back into my court, but you'll have his land to use as you wish.
This is where we're like, well, we do like the old man. It would be
It's
a
not like we're gonna
shame-
go visit and talk, you know?
It would be a shame to have Melrock without him.
No.
Now she
Do
can
not
keep
be
the creepy old
greedy.
man.
But I suppose. Sounds really like we have a deal then.
Assuming all of my end goes through, yes, we'll have a deal. Obviously, if we fail our negotiations, all of this might become moot. But
You got me. It's fine.
you've at least now you both have an invested stake in this, do we not?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I would like to tag on one final thing here with the completion of this. We are both targets of the Empire coming up. Do you? The Empire's council greatly dislikes you, and once I complete this action, will definitely hate me. Therefore, I propose a formal military alliance as well.
For how long were we promised safe passage or like a ceasefire by my
Armistice.
sister?
A year.
Yours, yeah. It was for a year. Your ceasefire, though, at this point ends in 7 months.
Yeah, we've
Okay.
not got too long left.
All right. Then I don't see any problem for military alliance here, as long as the defense clause does not kick in until the 7 months have passed.
I mean, strictly speaking, if the Empress decides to
Or-
make the first move and we're in a military alliance, it voids any previous agreement.
No, I don't think so. She has promised to leave us alone. And if we enter into a war with her within that time frame, I mean, if she attacks us, sure, that's one thing.
But that's what I'm
But
saying.
if she attacks,
Yeah.
but I don't want the Duchess to attack and pull us into a
No,
war.
Yes, we
How-
won't join
How,
her
how,
aggressively.
how about more precisely then, for both of our sakes, we make it a defensive alliance.
Yeah, a defensive alliance
It,
that
on-
we can.
it only triggers should one party be attacked.
Yes,
Fair enough.
and we can look at making it a
I
full
have no
military
intention of pulling you
alliance
into a war, and
later.
you will not pull me into a war. Does that sound fair to us both?
It's good to me.
Very well. It loathes me to do so, but given this is a rather large deal, would you like this all in writing?
Oh yes.
Yeah, might be
Yes.
best.
Where's Danza?
No, Sia will take care of this one. This is important.
Oh my goodness.
As
Seal
you will
the
write over
paper.
Quill comes out.
as you'll write over contract, and all sides will review it.
Oh my goodness.
Also, Dancer is out of shopping.
But yes, throughout all of this, Captain Schenker has remained rather quiet for the most part, and has mostly just been kind of listening to the Duchess. The Councillor has been joining in the negotiations a little bit, though it's very clear here that his position is he wants to join the Duchess if he can get out of his pact with the Emperor.
Hmm.
That's a big if, though. But you will write up a formal contract then.
Yeah.
The question is, who will sign it on your behalf? Will it be multiple of you, or will it be just Amanus? Or
I think it is ominous.
I think Amanus and Sarah should, so there's
Yeah,
two signed.
Sarah's as the
Because
head
I need-
negotiator and grand diplomat.
Maybe I need lots of titles.
then
You are the Grand Diplomat.
in that case, the Duchess and Councillor Varn will both sign it. In the Duchess's case, she signs it with her magical seal.
I assume we have someone looking over this. If not, I can use my legal lore. But
Yeah.
I have also legal lore.
yeah,
given,
then, I
given,
defer
both,
to you.
given both sides are working together to draft the contract, you can be pretty safe that there's no tomfoolery going on.
Yeah. I mean, I trust CL anyway. I'm just making sure that was said.
Still, if you
Yeah.
are trying to bluff the party, please let me know in secret.
No, I will just
Sneak
use
something
my.
in there.
Oh my
no, no,
Sorbet is now mine.
no. I don't want to do
Dutch
that because
deals.
Amanus gonna. I need to make another deal with Amanus personally, so this is gonna help only me.
The bishopry shall now become the vampire cathedral.
Yeah, that's not
No,
betrayed
no.
yet.
But Sia will read through the contract by using legal, mercantile, and gambling law. See all the loopholes.
After a long period of negotiation leading it into the evening, you manage to get a contract signed.
Finally.
I shall call it my new settlement of Blood Throne. Yes.
Ew.
You shall fear and love me.
Fear, love me.
With this negotiation down, and I am quite glad that you were all amenable to my plan. We have arranged for you guest quarters here on the island. An old noble estate, which I think shall meet your standards. It even includes a training yard, she says, looking directly at Amanus.
Oh, she's got you down.
Beyond
Yeah.
Beyond that, of course, you are free to spend the evening shopping in the city or otherwise exploring. There is quite the nightlife if you're interested. The first diplomat should be arriving tomorrow.
Very good.
So, in particular, I have a target I would like you to speak to first before we begin anything else.
Targets, eh?
A lady Guiana Hurstein. She is the previous councillor for the Port of Agris. And should she have strong opposition, she may very quickly just shut down everything. The old hag has quite the diplomatic sway. Let's make sure she doesn't put a stop in anything.
How sure do you want to be?
Because do the thing.
How dead do you want her?
Yeah, exactly. Close his fist around Halbert.
Convince her through whatever means you deem necessary, but do keep in mind that bodies will greatly spoil any chances us.
Oh, there won't be any bodies.
They'll find.
Not that you.
She does not. She looks rather worried now at having contracted you.
Have a portable hole, it's fine. Do not worry. Vickers is an absolute professional in these matters. It will be looking quite natural, I assure you.
If we can perhaps get her alive, she may actually work better as a spokesperson for our cause. But
Oh, fine.
Yes, I do agree.
having both the current administration and the previous one both backing this plan would be far better than simply the current one. With that, though, I wish you all a good evening, and hopefully you can all rest up quite well. And to be honest, I am so tired of negotiating for today. As she makes a motion to one of her servants who brings over another bottle of wine for her. With that, she will release you from the Blue Palace.
All right.
Not that you were captive, you could have walked out any time, of course.
Of course.
Release. We're free now to menace the town.
Yes.
Raise the fires.
No firefights. This time. Please,
Yes.
no.
But yes, as it stands, obviously, as you've been informed, both the Celestial Empire and her are both going to, of course, be scheming here for the next couple of days while this is going on. And you'll get to sway how this turns out, one way or another.
Mhm.
Obviously, you've got
Exciting.
yourself some stakes now that should she get a good success, she will be giving you one of her lands as well.
It's pretty good.
I feel invested.
Yeah.
Really
Um,
good.
On the top, I have revealed 2 progress bars for you. A celestial plot, which you don't know much information of, and the Duchess of the Lion.
Yes, Celestial plot. I love it.
As you do your negotiations with various NPCs, you will be building up victory points to build up the chart there. Each of the little lines represents a threshold where a different, the better the outcome will be for whichever side threshold it crosses.
Sure.
You will be able to interfere with the Celestial Empire's ones, or help them, and you'll be able to sit in the Duchess's, or interfere with it.
All right.
The one thing that strikes me looking at the map, and also strikes me with the Duchess, I don't think it's very likely, but we might be put into a sort of trap from her here. Because she is half dragon at least. She has now alluded that she has dragon cousins that she can call in for help. Our ancestral enemies is the Dragon Empire to the east. What if she plans, or her plan, to break up the Celestial Empire and then surround us? Part of a long-term plot from the Dragon Empire to weaken the entire west, like the west front of their enemy. We will be surrounded by dragons on all sides.
I think
Yeah, we just kill them all.
That's
And a
why
super pissed Celestial thing on the side.
Yeah, that's why we're pushing down. We're not letting her get too much ground. Right?
and
That's the
we're
point.
taking the county in the north to secure our front on that side.
Yes.
So we're putting, by taking that county, we're putting contingencies in. And we're also already got some security with the High Duchy to the east. So we've got
Yeah, we
some
need to-
securities there.
We need to assimilate them somehow so we can like get a firm.
Hey man, I'm trying. It's slow work. Tell
Yeah.
ya, it's not a quick thing. Although maybe now it will be a quicker thing with how unholy Ceres is. But
We'll see.
We'll
Yes,
see.
but
Yeah.
it's just something that struck me looking at the map, that we might suddenly be surrounded by dragons on all sides, and dragons are,
Yeah.
old enemies of ours.
Oh, what's the worst that could...
We at least have a defensive pact with the High Duchy, so
I mean, they're not if she's a dragon agent.
no, the High Duchy of Ferelda.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have a defensive. We have a defensive pact with them.
Do you have any indication that she might have connections to Maribel, or are you just
Of
guessing
being a dragon.
from
the
you know?
fact that she is a half dragon is the connection, and her eagerness to break up the empire. those
fair
things
enough.
that are decidedly Marabayan.
It's possible.
Then again, you even have two like Dragonborn in your like almost inner council between Downs and Torin.
There's no Dragonborn here. There's a kobold, and then there's a lizard man.
Ah, yes, of course.
Yes, these are technically now draconic lizard folk. Let's see.
Don't come at us, Wizards of Coast.
Yeah, these are now dragon blood lizard folk officially.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that's fine. It's true. It's
yeah,
true.
they're just lizard folk with a dragon blood heritage. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not untrue, Sheep. I'll concede the point. Still, there's something about this that I don't like.
I mean, if we go to that conclusion, if dragons decide to attack us, we're fucked anyway.
Yeah,
so
we're
we might as well
pretty
just continue as best we can
Yeah.
and try and get as much
Yeah.
advantage as we can. I don't think we can handle a bunch of surrounding dragons. Well, we'll probably survive, but our cities probably won't. So
All things considered, I don't know if it's the case in politics as well, but listening to your gut can be a survival instinct worth following.
That's true. Yeah.
could certainly prepare for it. But
Yeah, I am willing to keep this going to see where this ends up, but I am certainly loath to give her any more land after this.
You can, of
Probably
course,
has similar
sabotage.
feelings towards us, though.
You could always sabotage this if you really wanted to.
No, I like the idea of her sticking it into the face of the empire, because that will focus all of their rancor on her and probably forget us a bit.
And as Ceres is guessing, taking out Cadesia in particular and Bassica would be a massive blow to the empire's authority.
yeah,
I'm suspecting that if this, no matter what direction this conclave goes, I foresee the empire fracturing, if not completely splintering. Every time I've looked at this from a macro point of view, I see nothing but civil war.
I mean, we're already in it. It's been avoided so far because the empire just were so busy down south they didn't have resources to really put things back into place up here. So they have been like, write that off. Who cares about the northern provinces anyway? But yes, in the long run, the empire will either fall or we will take it over. But at that, when and if the empire falls, Marabea will be the next. Like they are licking their chops looking at the mess going on over here.
Absolutely.
This is the best scenario for them.
The old dragons who fought your great-great-great-grandpa are going to be looking over like, hello?
Yes,
Exactly.
and there might even be some of those old dragons still around, like doing all of these damn plots, because dragons live forever.
And
I do.
I mean, you do know that inner council still has a couple of the very old worms still on there.
Yeah.
Not many now, but a couple still there.
I'll be damned if I will let the empire fall to those overgrown lizards.
My
Absolutely
view,
not.
My view of how things will go is the empire will fracture. We need to swoop in to try wrest control with Amanas at the head as like a new beacon of hope and strength in a faltering empire. Wrest control and hope to God Marabane isn't like now we strike before we can like glue the pieces together enough to put up a fight.
Yeah, if everything goes quickly and swiftly in that point, we might be able to just seize control and stabilize and just shore them up.
That's
but
what
if
I'm
they
thinking,
view if they view weakness, I am absolutely certain that Marabane would strike.
Yeah, I think
try to crush it out.
I think we need to. I think we need to swoop in and wrest control rather than swoop in and pick up control. Like,
Yep.
we need the control to still exist.
It's
If even just a small amount.
it's a very there's been a cold war going on here for like hundreds of years at this point
Yeah.
between these two like super countries, and if one of them suddenly starts destabilizing and become weak, I don't see how the other one won't capitalize on that.
No, I agree.
So that's why I'm wary of this plan from the Duchess, because it is a very bold move, and if she is allied somehow with Marabayan, this could get very dangerous for us.
Yeah.
Not to mention the whole prophecy thing and the sky splitting and
I don't know what they're talking about.
Nobody since you got to port has reacted or commented on that at all.
Maybe we just dreamt it.
maybe.
It never existed. Don't worry about it.
Still knows that something happened.
Like things to some of you look subtly different, but no one seems to comment on it. So, okay.
No, I feel like it's always been like this, honestly.
I don't know, Ceres thinks that Glory looks better these days.
Yeah, look at Glory. He is savage these days.
In
Something
a
happened, who
previous
knows what?
time, he was sad.
That's all those oats he's been eating.
All the oats.
Delicious.
Yes. To give you an idea of what will happen then, diplomatic summit wise, over the next 5 days in universe, various diplomats will be here, and you'll be able to sway their opinions on various matters, as well as various celestial agents might be here, which you'll be able to either outmaneuver or kill.
All right.
Murdering of non-diplomats is still on the table perfectly validly.
Of course.
You can technically murder the diplomats, but a murdered diplomat will give a permanent penalty to the Duchess's score.
Right.
But only if someone finds out, right?
I mean, if the person goes missing, that's probably going to still qualify for this purpose.
That also applies if someone from the celestial side also murders one of them, right?
Yes. Equally, if basically, essentially what will happen is if a person is on the right-hand side of the screen here, you'll notice I got 2 tokens.
Yeah.
I've currently got Lady Griana Herstein, who you were told was your recommended first person to go to.
Yeah.
And Evic Stoll. These are 2 of the influential individuals whose votes could massively sway the thing here. There'll be a lot of them again. If they get murdered, instead of giving any score at all, like any positive score is completely erased and just replaced with a -2 permanently to your tracker.
Great.
That goes from either side murdering it.
So we should lock them up all in one building and then just magically put a globe of invulnerability.
I will note,
forever.
not all the people in the influence track will necessarily start with a positive opinion. Some of them might start with a negative opinion, so murdering them might technically be a positive at the start. But
Sure. But
that's
if
for you to
weren't
figure
getting
out.
it-
But
Yeah.
We will institute a 3-step program. When they arrive, they shall first be subject to the Grand Diplomat. If that fails, they will subject to Amanas and his quick coercion skills. All while the seal plays soothing melodies. At the 3rd step, we lock them in a vault.
for
With
this,
the mammoth.
for this, I will be using a version. For this, I will be using a version of the influence rules when you're doing these negotiations.
Sure.
Which essentially means the following: it's essentially a cooperative way of doing the diplomacy because it's having just Ceres roll, not necessarily the most fun. Everyone will essentially get a turn in the social combat to influence someone. And success, of course, will earn you influence with that NPC, potentially boosting how many points they're contributing. If you're not good at diplomacy, because some of you perhaps are not very good talkers, there are other options, however, such as trying to discover weaknesses about those NPCs, perhaps finding soft spots that might work better on negotiation, stealing documents that might be able to blackmail them, various options. So you'll have a choice between either wanting to influence the NPC, do discovery on the NPC, or something special, potentially. There will be various other options you could do, like trying to manipulate the scene in some way, possible running interference against celestial agents you know are also in the same scene. You've got options.
Discovery is a very positive way of phrasing stalking.
What was that? I didn't hear exactly what Sheep said there, but
I was just making a joke because I'm certainly gonna try to discover things by just following people, probably.
Yeah. I predict for you, Sheep, you're going to be doing a lot of discovery and interference. In your case, very little of the diplomatizing.
Oh yeah.
But like that's
I'm
completely
great
fine.
at it.
The interference can be massive difference because if you discover a weakness of an NPC, for example, diplomatizing on those grounds might only double the influence points with them, so just doubling the speed you can diplomatize with them. Or you might discover a weakness, or you might discover something they're resistant to, so you know what not to discuss. It's really useful. And of course, stopping the Empire from doing whatever they're up to might be a good idea. Each of those thresholds, something bad will happen when the Empire gets it. Each of the Duchess's thresholds, it will be another step towards, her alliance achieved and better outcome. Of course, you are free to screw over either side or both,
Of course.
or help both. I mean, technically, you could help the Celestial Empire and basically just assassinate the Duchess if you maxed out their score, probably. But
Yeah, you just have to make them struggle for each side, and then we're like, look how much we fought for you guys, and then you barely squeezed through. So clearly, we were the ones that made it happen. So yeah.
We'll go through an example of how the social combat runs with as a slightly more tutorial, which was a simple one with Lady Griana before we unleash all the NPCs for you. But in the meantime, though, it is the evening of day 0 right now. Your group is free to go shopping if you have any ideas you want to go shopping for, or any investigations you want to do before the whole thing starts. Now would be the time.
I want to shop for those incredibly nice bracers.
Yeah. We're looking for the Braces of Devotion.
Yes.
May I recommend travelling to Evermore Abbey, the large cathedral in the city?
Oh, if I have to. Very well. The cathedral shall be granted a visit from my royal personage.
That can be arranged.
Hey.
His royal personage will arrive at the great cathedral, known as Evermore Abbey.
Yes.
Just distinctive, as one of the other things they were allowed to do is have a temple that wasn't necessarily devoted to the Allmaker.
Oh, the scandal.
It hints towards the Allmaker, but doesn't have to actually outright venerate it.
Oh, sure.
And this is one of the few cathedrals around where, as you head inside, there are like shrines kind of lining each side with a variety of gods and goddesses. A bunch of old faiths that the Empire has not heard of in a long time.
Certainly.
As well as even a few of the Wood Elf deities. It's quite the selection, to be honest, of various gods. Of course, the Allmaker still has his shrine at the back.
Of course.
And as you head inside, you are met. You're met by this middle-aged man with a pair of like small little reading spectacles, and a bit of a slightly twirled moustache.
All right.
As he kind of greets you and bows. He's in these like very ceremonial blue and white robes.
All right. Fair enough.
Welcome to the Evermore Abbey. He pauses as he kind of looks at you. It's been a while since a Nephilim has graced our halls. It is an honor.
Jonas gives him a slight nod. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed it is. Now then. How to say this?
Would you like to see the cathedral's gift shop, perhaps?
Yes. Pass me to your purchasable goods, please.
The cathedral literally does have a gift shop attached.
Hey.
Traditionally, to sell scrolls and potions, standard affairs, holy water.
Can I get? I also like on the side here. I'm gonna buy a small wooden icon of the Allmaker, and then give that to Ceres when I get back, because she appreciates these things.
Oh, of course you can. Of course you can do so. A small wooden icon will cost you about 5 copper coins.
Oh yes, wonderful.
Ceres calls him an arsehole.
Asshole.
And then
She's,
it.
she's a friend. She's a nice lady, but she's of somewhat of a loose moral character.
For 2 extra copper, you can get it engraved with her name.
Yes. Thank you.
Gosh. Oh my god, you're such an asshole.
She
As-
needs some holiness in her life.
As one of the junior priests will go ahead and engrave that in for you in this. So.
Yes. Now that I'm a champion instead of a paladin, or now that I'm in a new system, I need to have a deity. So I become very, very devout. Yeah.
You do definitely feel while you're in here, despite this place having so many different god statues in here.
Yeah.
You can feel a connection in this place that it definitely the gods definitely do do have enough of a connection here to one could possibly reach out to them or try to.
Well, in that case, while maybe this cathedral was one of the. I mean, it's an old one, right? It's been around for a long time.
It is an old one. It was once one of the empire's ones before the duchy, before the Valencia became its own thing.
I mean, it wouldn't be too far to suspect that maybe even Amnes's grandfather once, were active in these parts. Maybe he founded it, or maybe one of his items, one of his relics, are actually kept here. Something that Amnes has learned over, over the recent year or so, and he has realized that if a generous donation were to be made into the coffers of the church, maybe they would, release these holy artifacts back to the grandson of the great imperial founder. Such items shouldn't, rot in a vault. Surely they could be put to good use on the field, fighting against injustice and for the light.
Of course. Would perhaps a generous donation of, according to the book, 1,400 gold?
Yes, in fact, that would be the generous donation.
Do you have that much?
I
He
sure
does.
do.
What?
I haven't
Embezzlement. What's this?
He was the only PC, I believe, to when imported, still have 1,000 gold on his sheet.
What the hell?
I'm not saying that it is the guild too, and I'm the mayor. I'm pressing embezzlement. I'm not saying that.
I will know. I have noted multiple times that embezzlement is an option for you guys on the council. So.
It is also the fact that you're a paladin in 5e, so you don't need to do anything. You just
Exactly
exist. You can heal, you can damage, you can do anything you want. You don't need to buy anything at all ever.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just piled on.
As it stands, yes, with the generous donation, they will be in fact be willing to release one of the reliquaries to you.
Excellent.
And it is this beautiful set of braces that when you put you see your family crest kind of burn to life on them.
Yes. That is excellent. Amnes will receive them and then clasp them onto his wrists, brimming with power and holy energy.
I will now remove 1,400 gold from your.
Thank you. Amnes will also take a bit, maybe like half hour or even a bit longer to actually sit in the cathedral next to the high altar and contemplate, and possibly in prayer, if there is actually a connection to the All-Father and the imperial pantheon. He feels like he should spend some time in contemplation here. It's been a while since he has felt an actual real divine connection in a place.
A very old cathedral like this might be just the place.
Yep. So he will do that.
Is there anything anyone else is shopping for currently on the night of day 0?
Yes. Although it's not nearly as exciting or thematic, but Isaac's looking for some elemental runes to give his attacks more oomph. Specifically, I'm looking for probably Flaming and Frost, because those are cool. Yes.
As it stands, I don't even need to look those up. Those will definitely be available in the Grand Bazaar if you want to go there.
Yes, they are level 8, 500 gold pieces. I'm sure that there's someone who knows what to do with those, even if the target is hand wraps and not a sword.
That's absolutely fine. The Grand Bazaar is full of all these eclectic stalls and shops, and it's literally this like large like open market. And like it's getting quiet right now because it's like evening by the time you're going. But as you walk past little food vendors and various things, there are enchanters and smithies, and you're probably more the enchanters you're looking for.
Yeah,
Who can certainly take your hand wraps and spend a couple of hours with you to stitch those runes in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Isaac certainly enjoys exploring cities, the bazaars for sure. He'll spend the hours necessary for the runes to be applied. Probably like chat with the various herb women and whatnot at the bazaar, the herbalists. See what they have to offer if he needs any supplies for his various pouches.
There's this old grandmotherly woman you run across while you're waiting for it to be done. Like very old, very kind, like slightly hunched over all the time. Think like Toph from like Avatar, hunched over all the time. Like later series Toph, of course. I mean,
Of course.
As you but like she sees you and almost like very grandmotherly, like kind of pinches your cheek a little bit, offers you some soup and asks you about where you're from because you're not from around here.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm actually from way up north. Very cold there. Being as unspecific as possible.
She is still completely happy with it, asking like these meaningless questions that you don't really have to give any committal answer to, but like being very endearing with it anyway, making sure you're okay. It seems like you're not the only one she does this with. You can see a couple of urchins in case you run up to her and like ask for more soup. It seems she makes her business here in selling just bowls of soup around the bazaar for like 2 copper each.
That's very generous. Yeah, I think we'll probably like buy some random shit for her, from her, mostly to engineer an opportunity to give her like a gold coin, for the soup and whatnot.
Aw.
Sure. And then also after this whole ordeal, which I'm sure will take many hours, Isaac does intend to go to bed very late because he wants to explore the city at night. One of his most favorite activities. Not by just, walking around, of course, but by his various other less humanoid means.
Hopefully you don't try to go around as a mammoth. The guards might notice that. But
No, like probably like a raven or a rat here, looking into the alleys.
using one of your pest forms for that.
Yeah, looking into the backdrop of the city, the true side, the one that tourists and whatnot are not supposed to see. That's how you really get to know a city.
That is certainly something that Isaac can potentially start doing the basic look of.
Sure.
What about the rest of you?
Well, for Vicus, evil never sleeps. So he's gonna try and get a head start on getting the lay of the land here. I maybe I'm wrong, but is Avec like part of the guard for the Duchess, or is it for where we are right now?
Avec is the warden for this region.
Yeah, I would like to perhaps extend a offer if he's doing the rounds, basically, that I can shadow him to see how his men do it, so that I am familiar with how their I guess how their sweeps work. So if stuff happens in the city, then I have a good idea of response time, so to speak.
Yes,
and maybe
you
I
can.
can
You
point
can
out some holes.
you can certainly join Avec and his guards on a patrol if you would like to.
Yeah, why not?
Their barracks, if you can call it, is at Land's End where you docked.
Yeah.
It's not anything huge or oppressive because again they're not allowed to have anything that resembles the military.
Yes.
But the guards seem well disciplined and they have a sizable prison with a surprisingly sturdy cell to it.
All right.
Also to the point of you realize your like psionic ability starting getting suppressed as you get close to the cell.
Well, that's very good.
as the cell is clearly warded, so even mages will have a hard time breaking out.
That's good.
Yeah, good security when you've got a popular trade town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dang nabbit mages.
Yeah.
Vec seems very business as he kind of walks around with you. He seems maybe a bit suspicious of your party, which is probably not an unreasonable thing.
Yeah.
But he does seem diligent to his job as he kind of wanders the streets with you, chatting with you, and kind of generally showing you a small tour around. The Sloane docks, which you didn't dock anywhere near, tends to be more a hotspot for crime in the city.
Yes.
Usually rum runners. There we go.
Yep.
And the occasional fighting pit tends to open up over there. It's unavoidable, unfortunately.
It happens.
He does find it doubly disconcerting that the pirates he's usually having to chase out of town are currently running defensive blockade.
Yep. Such is the price you pay for mercenaries.
Mm. It wouldn't be my choice, let it put it that way, but if nothing else in Valencia, money speaks, and apparently, in this case, for their amity.
That's true enough, but in the end, it's experience that shows out, which is why I'm here and not gallivanting around. I would like to use my biographical eye on him, because I haven't before.
Sure.
And I have been talking to him, so I will get a +1. So let's attempt. Whoops.
Secret.
Yeah, secret. +1 circumstance.
You look up your ability.
Yep.
I press that chat again so I can read it.
Yeah. God, I have so many.
No, I got
There.
it.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Okay. Ivek, tried and true, of course, as his profession. I mean, guard would be appropriate, but obviously, it's more than that. He is the Imperial Warden for the region, which obviously you already know yourselves. Imperial Warden title also means he's in charge of a lot of setting like laws and like the harshness of punishments.
Yeah.
And you can certainly tell by the way he carries it. He doesn't despite being in a system which wants money to speak, he does not tend to go easy on people.
Right.
He tends to be quite harsh with it. Though you also notice he's definitely not the run-of-the-mill soldier. Well, he's going to be he's definitely very skilled with his weapon. Actually, incredibly skilled. You do somewhat almost feel kind of seeing his movements now.
Yeah.
Think that him and Amorous would be an interesting fight. Let's put it that way.
All right. Okay.
Not as defensive as Amorous, but offensively probably stronger.
Gotcha. All right.
Doesn't seem to have a lot of magic on his side, though he does seem to have some like very basics, but only the basics.
Right.
Which not unsurprising. It's for someone who's focused heavily on martial prowess.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
And as far as you can tell, he has always like Valencia has always been his home. You don't believe he's from like Mirabane or anything like that.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yes, that does help a lot.
Yeah, and you'll have a bit of a patrol around. It's a fairly quiet evening, though you do note the few times that he is called, and it does seem he gets magically alerted to things going on. some kind of messaging spells being fired around the city.
Okay, that's good to know.
He does very quickly go into quite a fast sprint to the location, even in his full plate.
I mean, yeah, I follow him. Actually, I can if he's so fast that he gets ahead of me, which I doubt, but if he does, then I can shadow mark him to find where he went.
He is as fast as you are by base, even in his full plate.
Yeah, I'll keep up with him then. Surprise.
You're about neck on neck with each other.
Yeah, I'll follow along.
Yeah. It turns out it's just a drunken assault going on, so something that, he just ends up twisting the wrist back of the assailant and then just dragging him through the town.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem like he responded fast, and the guards here at least are well organized, despite hurting only a few of them.
Okay.
what-
he
From what,
probably
from what,
knows this already, but I might be able to, given that the mercenaries are here, right? The pirates are here. I might be able to give him some tips on where potentially some there's a certain amount that you have to ignore of their presence here, but Vickers has underworld lore. I'm sure he can figure out some places where he could, maybe know where they are in a sense, or where they're more likely to be if stuff starts happening. So he's more ready for it.
okay.
So I'll give that a go. I guess recall knowledge in a sense, but
Yeah.
do have unmistakable lore, so we'll see. I can't crit fail at least.
Interesting. I will reveal a new location for you.
All right.
As you do discover a small club. It does seem like
Okay.
as you add a pirate hangout as a possible location,
All right.
which could matter.
Is he himself aware of that?
He didn't seem immediately aware that that was where they were congregating. He knew the kind of region, but you could have narrowed it down far more than that.
Yeah, I definitely pointed out to him. Be like, there you
Okay.
go.
He would definitely make a note of this.
Yeah.
Ceres, CL, either of you do anything this evening? Or any shopping you want to go do?
Yes, but you can go first, Halldamir. I have a list and things.
Mine's literally, I've got some spells I want to buy. Don't believe any of them are uncommon.
Perhaps you wish to go to Chance's Arcane College.
That works. I don't know to which level of spell I can buy. But
It does vary a little bit.
Mhm.
The town has slightly different levels of spells available for different schools of magic. Under the Arcane School and the Divine School, they can sell up to you can easily obtain level 5 and below. Some level 6s might be available. Occult and Primal, unfortunately, only level 4s are available to sell currently. At least that you can find.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I only need Arcane. Chain Lightning is definitely one from 6 that I want. The rest are all 5 and below.
Chain and Lightning.
Chain Lightning.
It turns out the college actually has a scroll of that's been recently sold to them.
Excellent.
If you're so interested in purchasing the scroll.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what is the price of a 6th level magic scroll?
According to my research, the typical price is 300 gold.
Would you like to purchase it for 300 gold?
I'd like to purchase it for 300 gold, please.
You can do so. Oddly, when you receive it, it has very familiar handwriting on it.
Oh,
It
yeah,
feels like you've seen. It feels like you know the person who scribed to this.
who described it?
It's Mizara.
It's gonna be Megara or something like that. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Well, given the silver rabbit seal on the case,
Oh.
Oh.
this is from the Duchess's collection.
The Duchess needed some pocket change, so she.
She sold it. Interesting. Yeah, I'll remove.
She told us for the money to give to us.
In fact, she did just give you guys $3,000.
Yeah,
I'll
well.
remove 30 platinum. And then I'll just, while you deal with Seal's thing, if I just pop in like a list and the typical price, that cool.
For fifth and below commons, you should be able to just buy them from them.
Yeah, that's the only sixth that I particularly want right now. Okay, I'll get you a list for the others, but I've removed 30 platinum.
Miss Vampire.
Shall we do first of the items and purchases and then do the other stuff?
What items are you looking to purchase first?
Here's a list.
Turns out all of those can be purchased in the Grand Bazaar.
I'm not surprised about that.
So you can go join Isaac in the Grand Bazaar.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm looking is the healer's glove and the assistant room.
All of that is perfectly able to be bought.
Yes.
None of that's a restricted item.
That's all my gold.
Some of those are harder to find than others, but like bag of holding, that's easy to find. Healer's gloves, easy to find. Armor rune, easy to find. The pendant of the occult, funny enough, the person selling it. It's the same grandmotherly Auntie Ethel who Isaac's currently talking with.
Oh no, Auntie Ethel. Don't trust a word she's saying.
She's fine.
She's giving out free soup. How can someone like that be evil?
And she thinks Isaac's just like the most adorable, pinching his cheek and everything.
Aye, it is near bothers.
What?
What?
Yeah, she has a pendant of the occult she can sell you.
Bet
This old thing. Don't worry where she. This old thing. It's just lying around in the basement for a while.
Yes, I will add those items over time. This will be weird, and I don't think I have enough of money for it. But see, I will go for whatever administration there might be, and look if there are any houses to buy.
Oh, interesting.
Could I expand that housing market?
Unfortunately, you do not believe there is anywhere open right now that you'll be able to do such a purchase.
Makes sense.
You may have to try again during the daytime.
Yeah, that's so. And then I will find in our estate, or wherever we are, I will find time to cast a spell.
Oh,
Specifically, Bell of Dream, a message to Eve Mariti.
oh, interesting. Okay.
I guess I can say this openly,
It's up
but
to you.
yes, I don't mind if the other players hear or the chat hears it. But the message in short is I heard you would be attending the Valencia Summit, just like me. I know you will be busy during the time, and I would wish to talk to you personally, not about the political turmoils ongoing or coming. I simply wish not to be seen as a lying backstabber by you. I understand that parts of the bets that I'm currently playing could hurt you or your family, which I wish to apologize and make wrong to be right. Of course, if you wish to talk me during the event, I can also direct you towards my King Amanas and Duchess of Silverwood if you wish to meet them. And that is the message.
Message has been sent. She'll get it next time she sleeps.
So somewhere like 6 a.m. Yeah, but that's pretty much all.
Okay.
Oh, she will do a medical check on herself
Okay.
because she's now breathing, but her heart is not beating. So
Something is very strange about your biology at the moment.
yeah.
I'm not sure what's happened.
Dark, I'll just send you the list in our DMs.
That's fine.
They're all common. They're all fifth or below.
Approve, 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 approve.
Cool.
Yep, all good.
Or remove the coinage and add the spares. Thank you.
Make sure everyone has removed the coinage for what you've purchased. Done aminous's. But
Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can add the bag of holding for some reason.
I can add that for you. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
And I had to go look for it because things changed. That's fine. Oh yes, because it's now called the spacious pouch.
Absolutely not a bag.
Oh, what's Glyph of Warding now called?
Let's have a look. A glyph of warding is now known as. Doo-doo-doo. What level is it normally? 5th level?
No, third.
Third. No, that's not it. Which one is it?
I can. I'll look at the spells. You're up, come in.
I don't immediately see it, but it's in here somewhere.
I do enjoy these legally distinct remaster renames.
Mm-hmm. Very important. You can still buy the bag of weasels, however.
Well, unfortunately, you cannot own the name Bag of Weasel.
They own neither the word bag nor the name weasel.
One bag of weasels, please.
I mean, at least when it comes to, like, Bag of Weasel, the problem is if I literally just walk around with a bag full of weasels, like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Do you?
It's an accurate descriptor. Bag of holding at least is more a brand name sort of thing. So.
I want a bag of weasels now, but it's rare.
Yeah, unfortunate.
What do they even do? Oh, it just you get
It's a
weasels.
cursed item. Yeah, you can every time you try to retrieve something from the bag, you might get a weasel.
That's nice.
Oh, it's cursed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't given a bag of weasels out in so long.
It's great though.
Last time I did, I remember I gave it to a party a level 4 party who was like, they were super excited to get a bag of holding, and then suddenly first combat they needed to pull out a potion from it. It was a weasel.
It's a weasel.
Great.
Weasel.
That was a very ugly fight they had in the sewers without potions because they kept drawing weasel.
Yeah.
But it was fine. This was old edition bag of weasel, but it really hasn't changed much from first edition to second edition.
No.
Train.
Weasels are weasels.
Doc, you need to increase my encumbrance by 1.
Is it too low at the moment?
No, because the rune of assisting gives me similar effect as the lifting belt. But
I will figure out how to do that later for you. That's fine.
yeah.
So, Glyph of Warding is in the Archives of Nephis, but it's not in the compendium.
It should be on here somewhere, but I don't know what what it's now named.
Well, the remaster doesn't have
Yeah,
it in there.
Archives of Nephis are still old.
Yeah, but the remastered changes, like, table doesn't show it. Like,
It might
in
have
there.
been removed.
Maybe.
I don't think it's been removed. I don't know what it's been done to it.
Change to strange.
Are you
see.
sure that the spell has been changed and not just the description has been changed? They do that sometimes. They don't
I've-
change the name, they just
I've-
change the description.
I've looked for the original name as well.
Oh.
Alright, weird.
Temporary glyph.
It's a 5th level one.
No, yeah,
It's
that's
called-
not.
yeah.
That's not it.
Oh.
I think... Yeah, no, it's similar, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Bizarre, right?
Strange.
I'll
It is
I'll
strange.
remove.
Wait, I have that on Dex. Let me see if I can.
I think on our deck sheets that are showing up as glyphs still.
I have many more spells now in my list.
Oh no, where there is a scroll. That doesn't help. Yeah, I don't know.
It might have been removed. They did kill off some spells.
No, wait, Glyph of Warding. It's called Glyph of Warding.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm not remaster yet. Okay, I'm gonna choose Glyph of Warding in my Path Builder.
Oh, Rune Trap.
Rune
Ah.
Trap. Alright.
Of course.
Convert to remaster.
Wait, I
No,
don't see
no.
that in the compendium.
Oh, wait. Oh! Glyph of Warding has been replaced with a ritual.
Oh.
Oh,
Alright.
that explains things.
That
Yeah,
makes
it's been
sense.
it's been replaced by a 3rd level ritual called Rune Trap instead.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll give myself 30 gold back.
Oh,
then.
it is uniquely a ritual that takes 10 minutes to cast instead of days to cast. So,
Alright. I'll give myself 30 gold back then. And not add that to my list. I suppose.
interesting.
Cool. Alright. That's me done.
Yeah, because I decided to look it up on the forums. It's like Glyph of Warding has been almost sort of replaced with Rune Trap. It's like which it's a ritual now. That's why.
Strange.
Sarah
It doesn't
Spice's
actually mean
scroll,
it doesn't require a spell slot now. It just requires you
Yeah.
like doing a skill check. But
Sarah Spice's scroll from the academy tries to use or learn it and goes, "What does deprecated mean?"
I mean, I do like the idea after the change. There's a whole bunch of scrolls out there which just like just don't work.
What do you mean object not found? What?
There's a pile in the
No
back.
pointer.
No point. Error on line 513.
Or perhaps all the items that have now been removed have now become cursed items in the world because
Oh no.
the source code's gone.
They're all weasels.
It's not a glyph of weasels.
Yeah, glyph of weasels. You cast it and weasels just fly out.
Cliff of
But-
weasels.
I wanted to cover one more thing at least. Amanus,
Mm-hmm.
you decided to take a moment to pray.
Yes.
Obviously, you have this. You have the shrine and altar before you. You can there is the cross there, and it's the kind of 5 separate little pedestals for each of the each different faces of the Allmaker.
Yeah, I'm wearing my crown set with the citrine I got from the old dwarven mine that was cleansed.
Before I proceed, is there any? Are you putting any offerings onto the shrine, or are you just giving just your prayer?
I mean,
service?
what would be an adequate offering for something like this?
It depends if you're trying to request something, or if you're simply trying to show a bit of fealty to it.
I mean, there is a patron saint or like a patron angel of the imperial family,
Yes, there is.
which is the one like this I would assume is either like an archangel or an imperial lord or something similar.
Yeah, probably probably one of the Allmaker's heralds or something like that.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly. Which is the one specifically, Amanus would pray to. I don't know if this Archangel or Herald has any particular like preferred items or symbols. I haven't really thought about it, but if there is something like that available, he would certainly place that towards the altar to signify his, his devotion to this particular creed.
Generally, for your patron saint, fine gemstones have frequently been used as a offering to it.
Sure. I don't think I have any gemstones. I think you just have hard currency. But
If you need diamonds, like you could have taken
yes,
some.
call up Seal to bring me diamonds.
If you need one, you can get one.
No, it's fine. I think Amanas will like look around for a split second to see if he is somewhat alone. And then he will call upon his celestial blood to manifest his angelic wings for a split second. Well, it lasts for like a minute. And from one of these, from one of the wings, he will pluck a feather and then put that on the offering altar.
Okay.
Um,
Could you go ahead and make me a religion roll?
Sure, I'm not great at it, but I do have it trained.
You have no choice but have a trade.
Yes, these days I've been forced into seminar as it happens.
I've got to dip out early, I'm afraid.
We'll be finishing up here anyway, so...
Okay, but it's been
I do have a re-roll, if that's not enough.
Bile.
You are free to reroll it if you would like to.